we're going to talk about influence and how to avoid influence in your RPM sessions. There are two types of influence: emotional influence and technical influence, where the teacher or person holding the board gestures or moves the board during open communication. Emotional influence is where the student feels emotional pressure from the teacher to express certain thoughts or opinions that aren't necessarily that of the students, but are more likely those of the teachers. Now, this is something that we all experience, but it's particularly an issue in RPM sessions since the person holding the board is in close proximity and is one of the few people the student can communicate with, thus increasing the likelihood the student would want to please or be influenced because of that. Now, how do you avoid this? One way would be that people follow appropriate RPM format, which is where education and information lead to communication. And it creates a discussion that's more reason-based versus emotionally based and allows a little bit more freedom for the student to express their real thoughts versus feeling pressured into emotional thoughts. The other ways to avoid it could be that you phrase questions and respond to the student in a way that they feel safe. Also, do not have an agenda or a need for them to spell a certain thing and expect a certain response or want a certain response. Now, emotional influence coupled with technique influence can be devastating because the student can become basically a prisoner to the teacher's emotions. We don't want that. So, what's your technique? Technique would be that you make sure you hold the board still when the student is expressing their opinions or thoughts. Now, if you move the board a little bit here or there, it's not that the student doesn't ever express their thoughts, it's just that it increases the likelihood of them being influenced. So I'm going to show you that with my nephew. I hold the board for him and I get him to spell that I'm his favorite aunt, word for word, just what I wanted him to say. So let's go. A-U-N-T, ant, L-E-N-A-E, Lene, I-S is M-Y, my, F-A-V-O-R-I-T-E, favorite, A-U-N-T, favorite aunt. Yeah! Now, the whole time, I wasn't forcing the letters. It was just here and there I triggered certain letters to happen, and then he could easily predict me and spell that thought. I show you a film or video of him spelling his actual thoughts, where the only movement is when he pushes pressure on the board. I, F, if, I, go ahead, A, M, M, S, I, L, L, Y, silly, I, N, R, P, M. Okay.